Enriching and multidimensional. He was like a brother, a father figure, and a friend. Throughout my life, I've known him as such. A brief background history. Lopez was born in this very home on January 2nd, 1966 to Ma, Deuki Harrilal, and Papi, the late Sampat Harrilal. He was the third eldest of 8 children and the second eldest son. I recall growing up and relishing in hearing stories of how Lopez and his brothers and cousins would be adventurous, even though this often got them in trouble. For the past year, Lopez endured a drastic decrease in his health. My uncle, in all honesty, looked stark different from the person I knew all his life. He passed away on September 21st, 2024, from complications arising out of diabetes. When Carissa, his eldest daughter, broke the news to me on Saturday morning, my heart was shattered. I felt a newfound emptiness, but I didn't cry immediately because I saw how much Lopez was battling and how much he tried. And I knew that God finally granted him his peace. But later that day, while compiling the same slideshow that we all looking at now, that is when the tears came. Because those pictures are the real depictions of Lopez, the Lopez that we know and love, not the past year. So my focus will be reflecting on the positive and beautiful memories of my uncle. I want each of you to walk away remembering him in that same positive light that he so deserves. Lopez had many great qualities, such as he had a fun and magnetic personality. He was brutally straightforward and honest in expressing his opinion. He showcased kindness and compassion. He was diligent, determined, and very goal-oriented. He demonstrated unwavering love, dedication, and loyalty to those he loved. Firstly, his fun and magnetic personality. Many people will tell you that once you hang around this family, you are bound to have a good time. Any lime or party that involved Lopez was guaranteed fun and non-stop laughter. Whether it's a birthday, random house party, boat cruise, or Christmas. Lopez was well known for his 80s rock star impersonations. Back in the 80s and early 90s, my uncle had the classic mullet and long hair. He truly looked like a rock star. And though the mullet days were done, at parties, the rock star always emerged. Together with my father Gary, Bear, Nishan, Charlie, Skippy, Burroughs, they could form their own tribute band. And they don't need to borrow any equipment because Mom, Mop, and Broom would do just fine as their guitars. He would party into the wee hours of the morning singing Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Air Supply, and all the 80s classics, and will have his faithful fan followers, us, mooning over him. Besides his performances, Lopez made us laugh till our backs hurt. In my case, until my wheezing acted up. And even if I were to repeat one of his jokes, the delivery alone would be lame because the way he said it, the way he cracked up while telling his joke too was contagious. You couldn't help but laugh. He would exaggerate classic children's stories and put his own spin on them for his daughters, and they enjoyed them nonetheless. One of my favorites was the Cedrus joke where he rubbed sand from Cedrus Beach on his body and telling us to do the same and saying, watch, just now I will get clear like Jonathan. You had to be there. Lopez loved carnival, specifically Juve Jump Up. Every year, the whole family, not me, participated in Sonna's group. And every year, my uncle would think he's Peter Minshall and zhuzh up his costume, almost to the point he looked like he was in his own one-man band. Secondly, my uncle's brutally straightforward and honesty in expressing his opinion. I saw these as unique traits of Lopez that I admire and respect, especially as I grew into adulthood. He had the ability to be authoritative and assertive and stood firmly by his convictions. With Lopez, what you see is what you get. You take it or you leave it. Lopez stood his ground. He didn't mince words to get his point across, and he spoke outright. Some would appreciate it, others may not have. Either way, he was true to himself. This particular trait really conveyed his leadership qualities, and it also reflected his choice to be his own boss rather than work for others. Thirdly, he showcased kindness, compassion, and spirituality. Despite his sharp tongue, Lopez regularly demonstrated generosity to others. Whether they were family, friends, or customers, Lopez more often than not gave extra when buying from him. If he came across someone who was genuinely struggling, his heart went out to them, and sometimes he wouldn't even charge them. He would just give it away. He frequently helped underprivileged persons by offering them food and gave charitably overall. They say great acts are made up of small deeds. That defined my uncle. His good heart also extended to animals. As you all could see, Bruce remaining loyal to him. He didn't like to see animals suffer, and many times supported his daughters in their many animal rescue deeds. This side of Lopez was synonymous with his temple work and active involvement in his spiritual duties. He consistently fulfilled his daily worship as often as he was able to. And when he was physically unable to, he relied on his family to fill that gap for him and continue supporting him. But all the while, until the very end, he remained faithful and clinged to God. Fourthly, he was diligent, determined, and very goal-oriented. Lopez predominantly worked as a gardener, market vendor, and produce distributor. He had a brief stint as an orderly at the Cora Hospital. In his later years, he assisted his wife, Rishma, with her food business, while simultaneously tending to his gardening. Lopez is the epitome of hard work. Whatever his role, it was labor intensive. From an early onset, Lopez learned gardening and responsibility. It was ingrained in him as the third eldest child and second eldest boy in a household of 8 children. He took his gardening very seriously, awakening during the wee hours of the morning and working until dusk. It didn't matter if he limed until 2 a.m. and had to be up at 3 a.m. Lopez he will do it, and he will put his best foot forward. The weather conditions didn't matter. He pushed forward. Even if he felt under the weather, he still proceeded to work. He knew and understood the value of his efforts in translating to his earnings, his motivation, his family. Lopez was very responsible with money. He seldom spent on himself and preferred to spend on his girls, his wife and daughters, that is. He held true to the adage that family comes first. He rarely said no to his girls if they ever wanted anything. They were the apples of his eyes. Fifthly, he demonstrated unwavering love, dedication, and loyalty to those he loved. Lopez's love for his family, specifically his wife Reshma and his daughters, Carissa, Katrina, and Parishta, was what he was best known for. He loved them with all his heart, and they were his life. He saw them as his reasons for his entire existence and built his life around their needs and happiness. It's amazing how God works. He gave Lopez 3 girls to lighten the manly man he was. With his daughters, there were times he practiced the tough love approach, but more often than none, they were all daddy's girls. He made sure to spend quality time with them, tried hard to shrug off the traditional approach, and met them halfway to better understand their plights with heart-to-heart conversations. He supported them in their choice of study, career path, or job opportunity. His constant reminder to his daughters was his desire for them to have a better life than he did. Lopez also loved his son-in-law Sean as the son he never had. He also developed a strong bond with Anthony, and as some of you heard last night, Anthony spoke very highly of him. Lopez had a unique relationship with his siblings spouses, as well as the cousins he grew up with and shared a household. And though time has impacted on the dynamic of these relationships, he loved them nonetheless. He appreciated and loved his mother, Ma, and coming down to the last days, he frequently asked for her. He valued and believed in the power of a mother's prayer. Ma told me that during the wee hours of Saturday morning, she dreamt Lopez visited her and said, "Ma, I going." And she asked him, "Where you going?" He said, "Ma, I going home." I thought that was just beautiful. Lopez's in-laws, well, the word in-law didn't exist with him. He loved Reshma's mother. He loved her siblings as his own flesh and blood, as well as his sibling spouses, like his own. The love was reciprocated. He maintained a deep bond with all of them. And finally, the love of his life, Reshma. Their love story has spanned over 3 decades. For Lopez, every love song represented Reshma. She was his everything. From the moment he fell in love with her and she fell for him, the rock star from the 80s, Reshma was his world. They did everything together. Their union produced 3 beautiful daughters. Just to mention them again, Carissa, Katrina, and Parishta. Like all relationships, they endured challenges, but they stood united and transcended through time. As his health declined, Reshma and their daughters remained by his side and supported him through it all. The love he invested in his family paid off tenfold. When you think of the marital vow, through sickness and in health till death parts us, that captures Lopez and Reshma. Reshma performed her wifely duties and cared for Lopez, all while going through her own emotional, psychological, and physical turmoils. Though he struggled with his ailment, he felt guilt and heartache upon seeing how much his family sacrificed to take care of him. But he passed on knowing that his family loved and cherished him. In closing, dear Lopez, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being a cool uncle growing up. I still love 80s music and can still vividly remember watching your posters of Kingdom Come and Motley Crue while holding on your feet while you exercise and counting your crunches and push-ups for you. Thank you for your spontaneity, such as the time I asked you and Rishma, and you guys did, take me to pierce my nose by the hole-in-the-wall jewelry store in Tunapuna. Thank you for the skincare tips. I shall always smile and laugh and remember you whenever I visit Citrus. Thank you for the times we celebrated our birthdays together. January will be lonely without you. And most of all, thank you to you and Reshma for standing by Dennis and me through one of the toughest times in our lives. At a time when I stood alone there, Uncle, both of you supported me and stood with me. I'll carry you both in my heart till the end of time. You reminded me, Uncle, that I have a piece of home with you. I love you, Uncle, and you know that. I never hesitated to tell you so. You know that I will miss you. You know that too. But your suffering days are over, Uncle. You fought the good fight. You fought till your muscles withered. And now you rest. You've earned your wings, Uncle, and rest easy knowing that your legacy continues as you have left us with a lifetime of wonderful memories. Thank you, Uncle.
Good morning, everyone. So I'll just be reading something short and sweet from Uncle Lupus's second daughter, Katrina. This is a message to her daddy from her. To the man who has shaped me into the woman I am today. To the man I've looked up at for years. To the man that encouraged me to push myself to be where I am today. Dad, I could never be half of the person you were. But you always motivated me in every way possible. I know I'm making you proud, and I will continue to make you proud. I am willing to work as hard as possible to fulfill the one wish I know you always wanted. You worked hard to achieve so much in life. Dad, you meant the world to me. Even if our love was shown differently, I love you forever and always. I know you're right where you belong. Maybe we're far apart, but you're always in my heart. Thank you for all the memories that was also filled with lessons. My dad was a great man, and his name will be honored and remembered as a great, loving, kind, and giving man. Always willing to help, always a devoted man to his temple. Dad, you were nothing but a once-in-a-lifetime man. Whoever knew my dad was truly blessed to have met such a pure soul. He was also a father figure to many of my friends. My dad had a heart of gold. May you rest in peace, Uncle. We love you. We will never forget you. You will have no more pain or suffering. And I take comfort that you returned home to your beloved family. We will all see you again. Till then, take care. Goodbye.
When you finish, you will just call a practice, alright? Practice. The council, alright? After that. Yeah, you go.
I'm going to call your brother.
Morning, everybody. To the family, friends, and well-wishers. Celebrating the life of Mr. Sieunarine Harrilal, a.k.a. Lopez. A man that was a hard worker, a provider for his family. His determination and will to survive was one of his strong points. One of the things he did best was making sure his family was provided for. He would go out all his ways necessary to do so. His endless sacrifice was no doubt unseen. His love for his wife, Reshma, was beyond words. A dedicated husband, showing her compassion at a tremendous stage of love, going out to spoil her. Her name, her pet name, Bob. No one couldn't call her that. He would get angry, except him. A father of his 3 girls, only wanting the best for them, making sure that they lack nothing, wanting to see them excel in their academics and to become independent young women. I came in contact with Lopez through spirituality on the road and the pathway many years ago. Getting to know him, to form a bond where friendship became family. His sense of caring and his honor and his humor side of him was indeed catching, and getting to know someone like this is once in a lifetime. He took us for drives into places I never even knew existed. Long drives around this country where I couldn't even take. When he and his family started coming home by me, they met my mother. We cooked, we laughed, we used to watch TV, talking much more than watching TV. They weren't married yet, and my mother asked them about if they are married, and they said no. And she told them, she said, get married. Lo and behold, there was a wedding. Dressing this man for his wedding, laughing and just making joke, thinking about, I wonder how Reshma looking on the other side. I said, don't study Reshma. She look nice. I felt comfortable around this man, making jokes and laughing. Where I never felt comfortable around nobody. Making moments comfortable, never judgmental, never a day. Because when someone on a spiritual path, a lot of people look for imperfection. But he didn't look for that. But in life, we are all imperfect, with mistakes written on us all. And he looked beyond those things. He was always applaud. He always applauded me on the spiritual path, always encouraging me to go further. He endorsed the path of the divine, supporting pujas and anything religious. I remember him as one thing, carrying this watermelon with love, one of his passion to offer to the Divine Mother. He loved that indeed. After selling in the market, this man used to bring market stuff for me by the bags. Until a day I had to tell him, I said, boy, it's too much. It's only me alone here. Making sure I had something to eat. He always was a giving heart when I looked at that. Making sure around him, I saw this man and I used to look everybody. He tried to get something to eat. Making sure somebody had something. The chapter of this illness started. When I come here, and 5 o'clock in the morning, I used to come. He used to be there starting to fry things for his business. And we would come, and I would come 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would be inside there, and we would only laugh, we would talk, he would prepare until Rishman comes. He wouldn't want his wife to get up early. A family man. A loving person. For the years I known him, I didn't know that this, when he got sick, the journey started to be different. He was worried so much about his foot. He went to the doctor. He was in pain. We rubbed it at the beginning, and when they amputated the foot, he called me on video call, and he talked whole night from the hospital. He said, Krishna, I'm not good again. I'm no use. I said, don't say that. Don't say that. To the whole entire family here, you all lost something great. And I pray this family will be strengthened in this time of grief. His wife and his children will be blessed for taking care of him. You all did your best, but it was destiny's plan from a plan from high above, beyond our control and beyond your control. To Lopez, fly high. You shall be missed. You sparkled like a diamond here on earth. And you will sparkle in the sky, high above. My friend, my brother, goodbye. You will surely be missed. And you made an impact in everyone's life that came in contact with you.
Sitaram, namaste and good morning to everyone. Today, as Councillor for the District of Cora Paradise Tacarigua, I'm really saddened by the passing of Sieunarine, as we know him, Lopez. Sieunarine lived in this community all his life. His father, for those of you who remember him, was a distinguished person in this community. He was a man, I remember him, people coming to this home, and he used to work immigration. So his father had so many qualities within him. And Sieunarine Lopez, as we know him, would have grown up with that kind of ability. Recently, just over a year or so ago, he got ill. He contacted me, the family would have contacted me, and I knew of his problems health-wise. Today, just the age of 58 years, Lopez has passed on. And I, as counselor, would like to say how sorry and express my deepest condolences to the family on his passing. To his daughters who are here, I want to say to you all, remember your father. Your father loved you all. He would have said so many things to me. Your father loved you all. Many of you, probably all of you would have worked with me on my campaign and so. But I know you loved your father also. There are many memories. As I look on the back of me and I see all those photos, you know, all the memories that he would have given you all. Live on the good memories. Those are the memories you'd want to remember him for. All the good things that he would have brought into your lives. And I know there are many. The people who have spoken before me would have said so many things, good things about Lopez. And that's the beauty of living this life. Because all you really have at the end of the day is your character. And he was a character. I remember him harassing me about building a pavement for him on the outside. And he said, if there's anything you have to do for me, build that pavement. And you know, he would have, when I say harass, as the person who said before me, he was very forthright. You know, he would tell you, just as what he wanted to tell you, he will tell you that. And he would come by my office and he would speak to me, say, hey, I want that pavement, please. So when I started the pavement building program in El Dorado, the first pavement I built was right outside there, by him there. And I told his daughters to let him know that that pavement was built only because of him. He was that kind of character. And this village will miss him for that. He was an entrepreneur. You know, he was a hard-working individual, farming and gardening and providing so many facilities to our community. He would put his produce outside there, and you were right. There are times when he will come and say, somebody will say $10, he will say, there are $8. He said, take that now, man. That is how he was, a very giving individual. And so we are sad today. We are sad that, you know, health was not on his side. But as I always say in these things, it's appointed unto man once to die. None of us here knows when that day will come. None of us may be prepared to die, but it will come. Each one of us will have to face that day. Each and every one of us will have to face that day. But in the meantime, do what you can for your family. Do what you can for your community, as he did. He provided a great service to his community. Do what you can for even the people who may dislike you. Let's live in love and unity, because we never know when that day will come. We'll have to pass on. He's lived a good life, a really, really good life. To his wife, I want to say to you, I know the sacrifices you would have made. All through his illness, you stood by his side. And to all the wives here, stick by your husband's side, through thick and thin. Those are the words that, you know, we promised ourselves that we do. And she did that. Rishma did that, you know. She stood by him. She ensured that, you know, to this last, he was able to get what he needed. God is ready for him. Yesterday I had a conversation with his mom. And, you know, she came across to me yesterday. And one of the things she said to me, and she looked so strong in what she was saying. And she said, Praki, when God ready for his work, no man can stop that. And those are words we must remember. We must remember those words. God is ready for Lopez. And he's passed on to the other life. What we can do now is emulate his children, his wife, the other family members. Emulate what he did, all the good things. Contribute to your community. Contribute to your families. Love and respect one another. As counselor, that is what my appeal to you this morning. Take care of yourselves also. Many of us have, including myself, we are so wayward with our health issues. You know, our diabetes and our high blood pressure. And there's so many things that, you know, that affect us. And we say, hey, I'll put off the doctor visit for another day. Try and get some attention to your health issues, and so that we'll be able to know and understand what's happening to us. So today, I want to say farewell, Lopez. You contributed to this community. To his brother, who came all the way from England. I know he don't live here, and his wife. Thank you for making the trip to ensure that you were by your brother's side in this very, very dark hour, to all the family members who are here, sisters and brothers, everyone, I want to say to you, you all would have contributed in the way that he has lived his life. And this is a great home. This home, there's a great temple here. His mother, always in that temple, praying. And those prayers go for the entire community here. So thank you, Lopez, for the life that you have lived. May your soul forever, forever rest in the bosom of Lord Krishna. Sitaram, and God bless.
Okay, the same line, right? You come and stand here.
Yeah, man.
Stand right here, put the face down. Good. Son, just up here. Easier for you. Vrindavan, Harrilal ki jai. Sit down, everybody. Sit down, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Antish Sanskar, which is one of two of the most important ceremonies that can be afforded to any of God's children, according to Sanatana Dharma. There are many, many situations in your life, many times, many occasions, many instances that you would wish and you would like to commemorate. Birthdays and anniversaries, when you move into your house, when you bought your first vehicle, when you bought your own piece of jewelry for yourself, or if some of you, the lucky ones, you get to take your own vacation or your first vacation. The old tradition says that you should do something good with your first salary, like some sort of charity or something like that. It would have been a matter of pride to be able to perform that charity, to serve others. It is always a matter of pride to say that you can accomplish something, that you can achieve. But amongst all the times that you have the choice, there are two times when you are the most important person and you have no choice at all. These are the very first day you show up here and the very last day. These are the two most important days of your entire life, yet you have no choice in the matter. You can't decide, the doctor or the nurse or the midwife or which hospital or which ambulance or nothing, or even in the long time days, which midwife come to your house to deliver the children or to deliver you. And then there's a day like today where you can't even decide if rain will fall just now. You can't decide what people go wear, who will show up, what they go say, who go faint, nothing. We can't decide if we can have traffic down the road. We can't plan this, Because from the very first day you showed up on the earth, you came here with a gift. That gift is the gift of life that God has given you. And what you do with that gift is your gift back to God. What you do with this life, with this health, with this strength, with this energy is your gift back to God. Is what you're going to carry with you in your hands, in your palms, in your pockets, around your neck, on your shoulders, is what you're going to carry with you back to the gates of heaven. When it is that you stand at the gates of paradise and the angels open the doors, they will ask you, what have you done with the gift of life that God has given to you? And then you have to answer. And according to the Hindu Shastras, Chitra and Chitragupta will remind you, in case you forgot any of the good and not so good in between. They will remind you because they keep a record. Like the cherub that stand around the throne of God, they know everything, they see everything, they hear everything, they keep a record. A day like today is for you to understand and appreciate that life is temporary, that life is, answer it. And then after put it on silent. Tell him in a funeral, you'll call you back. Tell him the Baba say, give hour. Right? Is the iPhone? Yeah. On the top left hand side, I'll switch, pull it down. When it show red, turn silent. I can't see for Samsung, I don't know. Just give me of anything. That's why everyone has to take everything down a notch. Even regular puja and satsang, everything takes a pause. Why? Because these are the closest that we can get to serving God Himself. Honoring our ancestors takes prime importance. That's why for the next 10, 12, 13 days, this house is what you call under a souch, which means everything is on pause. Everything that concerns the work of the ancestors takes prime importance. Today, tomorrow, the collection of the ashes and the offering of the pindas and the water, that is the most important thing in this house until the Dashgatra. Dashgatra is what you call the shaving ceremony. It's not the name of the ceremony, it's what we attach as the most important or famous part of it. And it happens on the 10 days. Dash means 10, Ghat means on the riverbank. So only from today is day 1, tomorrow is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. According to Hindu Shastras, it can be performed on the 10th day and 10th day only. There is no way, there is no how that it can be done next 2 days, or like the famous one we've been hearing these days, Baba, do everything in one day, you know, because if any of you ever help somebody cast a decking for a house, ask the carpenter or the mason or the man in charge, the contractor, what is the least amount of time them props could stay up if you cast a decking? What is the least amount of time? Couple weeks, 14, 21 days, somewhere there. And? No? You never cast a house? It's about 21 days more or less. And if you pull them properly day after, what will happen? Everything fall down. Same way. The time it takes, according to Garud Puran, according to Pret Manjari, according to the Shastras, the time it takes for the spiritual body to be formed is 10 days. It is formed by the offering of the pinda. That is why it's called the pindaja body. The pindas that are offered form the spiritual body. This is the physical body that the soul needs to survive. The soul is big like a thumb and sits here, just between your rib cage. That soft spot right there, not in your heart, but in the center here. You call that the sacred heart. The heart of the heart, you call that. L spot, L soft space there. That is where the soul resides, as big as your thumb. Whatever the size your thumb is, that's how big your soul is. It needs this physical body made of the elements to survive in this world. But to traverse from here to the afterlife, it needs a spiritual body, which is made, created in 10 days. We can't send anybody up with half a body. You can't drive a car without the wheels, or without the doors, or without the engine. You need a complete car. Therefore, the ceremony can only be done on the 10th day for the purification of the house and the home and everybody else here. And then there's the final purification of the 13 days, or sometimes 12 days, that ceremony. Everything begins today, because today, when we place the pindas in his hands, the soul understands. When the body is consigned to the sacred fire, the soul understands. What's that? That's fine. You can't avoid that, that's fine. The soul understands that the body is no more and that the elements have been returned to their origin. This is what the ceremony is for. Today, we are simply preparing this gift to give back to God. That is all. We'll beautify, we'll purify the water, the chandan, the essence, the mala, everything. And I'm explaining now in advance. When I start the ceremony, I have nothing to pause for. These girls will be offering the different articles one by one. And the most important, the most sacred part is the arati. The arati is offering of love, offering of care, offering of everything that is good. The arati is light. Light symbolizes everything good you could want to give to anyone. It's a symbol. Tell them I hear them. Dunya one ceremony now. I had 10 days after this, and I had 3 days week before. Me come 3 days self. Wow, see. Arti. This is the symbol of light, and this is a chance that you get to come up and offer your personal prayer. Light symbolizes goodness, symbolizes help, symbolizes care, affection. If per your personal walk of life you don't want to hold the tali, it's fine. There are flowers, you can come and offer and say your personal prayer. If you don't wish to hold the tali or offer the flowers, also fine. You can simply come up during that time and say your personal prayer. Samjhe? Oh, that means do you understand? Good. They will perform the first part of the ceremony, then Dullahin is here, and then the immediate family, and then friends, and so on and so forth. All right? You will see 5 girls standing here, as unorthodox as possible. You're going to ask me, Pandit, where the boys and that kind of thing? Why don't be cousin or nephew or so and so and so? I don't think any of his nephews, no disrespect to anyone, I don't think any of his nephews or cousins or sister or brother Charan have the same purity of blood like his own Charan. Charan first. Anybody else? So this is being recorded. It's going live, or what is it? Live? Live way. My goodness. Right, so I'll get ponged for this, but I no longer report to any large organization because I deal with more common sense than anything else, as opposed to dogma. So these first 3 are his flesh and blood. They've come from him, from his union with his wife, and they have more right than anybody else to perform these ceremonies. If any male heir cannot be around, then once they are physically able, I don't see any issue with it. Anybody has a problem with it, they can check me after or call me on 74688963. If you can, please stand. Yeah. No, Mama could sit. Mama's fine. Harihi Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Harihi Om. Keshavaya Namaha, Raghavaya Namaha, Madhavaya Namo Namaha, Govindaya Namo Namaha, Gange cha Yamune cha Chaiva Godavari Saraswati, Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jalayasmin Sridham Guru, Ganga Devi Namo Namaha, Shamavaris Praspasham Shamashle Pratpari, Ramakrishna Dikanam Tam Mata Prataphinmasati, Ganga Devi Namaha, Chardhimata Namo Namaha, Pratrimata Namo Namaha, Harihi Om Apavitra Pavitrova, Sarvastangatopiva, Yasmane Pundrikaksha, Sabhyabhyantara Suji, Om Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Harihi Om. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padbhanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Subhagam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalnainam Yogi Viradhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokai Kanatam Harihi Om. Vishnu 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 Adya Sri Dutiye Brahmane Dutiye Paradhe Sri Svetavaraha Kalpe Vaivaswat Manvantara Ashtavinchadame Kali Yuge Kali Patamacharane Jambu Dweepe Atlantic Mahasagire West Indies Kande Trinidad Ka Deshe Eldorado Grame Coral Royals Nagare Govindaya Namo Namaha Amukha Grame Punya Kshetre Bhaudavatara Vartamane Yatanam Samvatsare Amukha Ayane Amukha Mase Amukha Pakshe Amukha Tatau Amukha Vasara Amukha Nakshatra Amukha Yoge Amukha Karane Amukha Rasi Site Surya Amukha Rasi Site Shashanke Cha Shasheshu Agraheshu Yatha Yatha Rasi Sthana Sthaneshu Amukha Gotrasya Shandil Gotrasya. Mention dad's full name. Sieunarine Harrilal Apritasya Anteshti Karma Aham Karishye Harihi Om Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Marutaha Sunvandi Divya Vaistavai Vere Sangha Parikramu Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagra Dhyana Vashtida Tadgati Namanasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Naviru Surasuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namo Namaha Harihi Om. Vrindavan Harrilal ki Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please have your seats. Take the lota. Just kuske a little thing so, not too much. And come up a little bit. Touch right hand to her shoulder. Perfect. Hold this. You see? We offer water for the spiritual bath and the spiritual purification of the physical body. Go ahead. Harihi Om Adhyamagotrasya Mukhaparetasya Pratishthane Shtavanimitam Snanam Yadiyate Tava Upatishatam. Everybody. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Put some more water in that now. You good? Yeah. Okay. Right hand. This finger. Dip. Forehead. Good. Dip again each time by both ears under the chin as well. We are offering the Chandan for the purification of the sense organs. Here. Perfect. Hand that back to them. Take the perfume as much as you want. Harihi Om Ajjamagotrasya Mukhaparetasya Mritishtane Shtavanimitam Gandham Yadiyate Tava Upatishatam. Sab gaiye. Om Namo Bhagavate. Is that too much earlier for me to not hear earlier? Together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. There is no other symbol of God's love for this world than a beautiful flower. It is the most beautiful of all of God's creation. There's no fruit, there's no leaf, there's no vine, there's no grass, there's no shrub that can be expressed in so many colors with so many fragrances, like the beautiful flower that God has created. Next one. When you have four? No. Pull. Do the string for her. Good. Come. Please. Around. Like no one. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Good. Around that one. Ajjamagotrasya Mukhaparetasya Pratishtane Shtavanimitam Pushpam Yadiyate Tava Upatishtatam. Everybody, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One more. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All right. Ladies, watch me. Before you hand it to you, you're going to come down a little bit. So go around. I want you in the center. Good. Touch hands. You're going to hold the thali and you're going to go 2 hands, head to feet, 5 times. When you're done, you see, you're going to simply hold this. Watch me go there. You're going to hold this forward. Just walk all the way around. Just hold it inside and you're walking around. Deal? That's also 5 times. When you're done with the 5th one, you give it to sister and you stay here 5 times. Then sister, here 5 times. And both of you. When she's done, we go straight to mom, right? And she does the mala and the arati. After that, we have everybody else going forward. From the eldest go down and the, yeah. But mama wouldn't put any, she wouldn't do the arati. She put flowers because all his life he would have arati. Huh. Yeah? Okay. If you can, when you stand for the arati, if you can stay standing for the entire thing, like me, that'll be good. If not, and you have to sit, you can sit when the first 5 ladies perform their part of the ceremony. Also, standing up and sitting down does not need any kind of noise. You don't have to talk to the chair knows you're going to sit down, all right? Also, it doesn't need any sort of general conversation. If you must speak to anybody, speak to them as softly as you can, close to them in their ear. If you speak so loud for me to hear, then you might throw me off, then I might throw them off, and then we have no day tomorrow to do over this. If you buy a car and yell, like, get your car back, You paint the house whatever color yet, you buy some more paint and paint the back. We can't do back this tomorrow. So let's not disturb the ceremony itself. Samjhe? You have a deal? Please stand. Harihi Om. Adhyamagotrasya mukapretasya mritishtane shravanimitam deepam maya diyate tava upatishtatam govindaya namo namaha vasudevaya namo namaha Harihi Om. Keep holding hands. All of you go into, all of you. Touch hands. Give yourself a little space so you won't hit the casket. We go around 5 times. Harihi Om. Yamadghore mahadhore andhe natamasvrite tatravalokanarataya deepoyam upatishtatam Harihi Om. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Yamo Nagatum Bratamo Viveda Nausha Gavyati Vartavahu Yatra Naha Purva Pitara Paritaha Ena Yagyana Patya Anasavaha Harihi Om Sangacha Pitribihi Sanyamena Ishtapurtena Paramena Vyomana Hitva yavadhyam punastami sangachatam datva suvarcha Harihi Om. Second, right. Stand in the center 5 times, head to feet, and then we continue each one after that. Surya chakshur gharjatu hartamana dhyam cha gaccha pitavi cha dharmanabha apova Gaccha yati tatre hitam aushadishu patitishta shariraihi Harihi Om. Tam yacham yoravrini ghatum yagyaya yagyapatairai swastirmanushevyah urvam jigatu vishjam sham dvipadesham chatushpade. Harihi Om. Sahasra Shirsho Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vrishvato Vritva Atyatishtadashangulam Purusha Eviragum Sarvam Yadbhutam Yatcha Bhavyam Utamritjaveshanaha Yarannena Tirohati. Hold on. Give it a mala. Harihi Om. Sahasra Shirsho Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vrishvato Vritva Atyatishtadashangulam Purusha Eviragum Sarvam Yadbhutam Yatcha Bhavyam Utamritjaveshanaha. Harihi Om. Chandrama Manaso. Walk along this way. Jatavero Chakshar. Mama. Harihi Om. Somebody help Auntie come now. Boys. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksur suryo ajayavaha mukandrishcha aganishcha pranad varur. Flowers, regular flowers. Pranad, regular flowers. Pranad varur ajayavaha Harihi Om. Bring her around this way. everybody and anybody else who wants to offer the arti, the flowers, or your personal prayer, you can come and do so now. Yeah. If you need to sit, you can sit. No, Mama can't do arti. You can, because you can't arti your children. Your children arti you. Yeah. Sing with me. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Anybody? Jai 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 Krishna Hare. If you know you're coming up, come make a line on the side one time, so we don't have to wait till people finish. Everybody come on this side, make a line and offer one by one, so we go smoothly. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो. Let me go now before. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा, give me flowers. आशा, flowers. किनारा हो और कोई न केवन वाला हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे. पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा, पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा. जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नमो नारायणाय, नमो केशवाय, नमो माधवाय, ओम नमो राघवाय, ओम नमो उपिन्द्राय, ओम नमो संकर्षणाय, ओम नमो हरये, ओम नमो त्रिविक्रमाय, ओम नमो वामनाय, ओम नमो दामोदराय, ओम नमो नरसिंहाय, ओम नमो अनिरुद्धाय, ओम नमो अधोक्षजाय, ओम नमो पुरुषोत्तमाय, ओम नमो कृष्णाय. हरिः ओम. ज्योति जन मगवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमारी माता एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमारी माता कुटुंब कबीला संगन साथी कुटुंब कबीला संगन साथी काल डंक बजाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया 2 दिन का पहुनाई जगत में माया में भर माया 2 दिन का पहुनाई जगत में माया में भर माया धन दौलत कुछ काम न आवे धन दौलत कुछ काम न आवे चूटी जय यह काया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया सत्संग का गंग बही है कोमल जिसकी धारा सत्संग का गंग बही है कोमल जिसकी धारा करिय स्नान विमल कर काया करिय स्नान विमल कर काया पापिन पाप कराया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया हरिः ओं मध्यमगोत्रस्य मुखप्रेतस्य प्रतिष्ठाने स्तवनिमित्तं दीपं मया दीयते तव उपतिष्ठतां श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरिः ओम् Everybody wants to come take flowers one time. We offer together. Harihi Om. इतना तो करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना तो करना स्वामी श्री गंगा जी का तत्व हो और जमुना जी का तत्व हो मेरा सावला निकट हो गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर जब प्राण तन से निकले श्री वृंदावन का थल हो मेरे मुख में तुलसी डल हो विष्णु चरण का तल हो जब प्राण तन से निकले जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर, जब प्राण तन से निकले मेरा श्यामल कराहो, बंसी का सुर भरा हो, तिरछी चरण धरा हो, गोविंद नाम लेकर, जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर, सिर सोहता मुख हो, मुखरे पर खाल तक हो, यही ध्यान मेरा घत हो, जब प्राण तन से निकले। इतना तो करना स्वामी, जब प्राण तन से निकले, उस उक्त जल्दी आना, हमको न भूल जाना, नूपुर की धुन सुनाना, गोविंद नाम लेकर, जब प्राण तन से निकले, गोविंद नाम लेकर, जब प्राण कंठ आवे, कोई रोग न सतावे, यम त्रास ना दिखावे, गोविंद नाम लेकर, जब प्राण तन से निकले, गोविंद नाम लेकर। हरि ओम। गोविंदाय नमो नमः, वासुदेवाय नमो नमः। बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन, बंदो चरण कमल रघुनंदन। Okay, let's not talk too loud. Hari Om. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Let's pull up the one side, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Give it to him. Watch me. Go wipe that plug from. Wipe the plug. On the side that wet. Push it back a little bit. Push it back. The whole nose. Yeah, good. If daddy fall down you, सब गाइए। हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण, कृष्ण कृष्ण, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Namo Narayanaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaye Namo Namaha. Hari Om. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Krishnaya. Hari Om Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Chanting. After you sing, I'll just close one there. Searching.
Come on, sing what a friend we have in Jesus. As I tell everybody, the last conversation that I had with my brother, he asked me to recite the Psalms for him. And while he was in the, I recited the Psalm that said, I look at the mountains and where will my help come from? My help will come from the Creator, the God that created the heavens and earth. And the Lord is my light and my salvation. And that's the Psalm verses that I had last said to my brother. And now I am going to dedicate this hymn on behalf of my brother to God. Come, Jackie Yansan. Will you sing this?
This one. Which
What
one?
a friend. What a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to oh, what needless pains we bear. Oh, because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Is there trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all our sorrow share? Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Amen. Thank you, Baba.
First up. Yeah, go. Lima ka from the ceremony. As a ceremony, Lima.
पिंजरे के पंछी तेरा डर डर जाने को, तेरा डर डर जाने को, पिंजरे के पंछी तेरा डर डर जाने को, तेरा डर डर जाने को, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे है, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे है, भीतर भीतर रोए रे, भीतर भीतर रोए, तेरा दर्शन ने को, तेरा दर्शन जाने को, कह न सके तो अपनी कहानी, तेरे भी पंचे क्या जिंदगानी रे, कह न सके तो अपनी कहानी, तेरे भी पंचे क्या जिंदगानी रे, विधि न तेरी कथा लिखी, आंसू में कदम डूबोए, तेरा दर्द जाने को, तेरा दर्द जाने को, चुप के रोने वाले रखना छुपा के दिल के छाले रे, चुप के रोने वाले रखना छुपा के दिल के छाले रे, ये पत्थर का देश है पगले, कोई न तेरा हो, तेरा दर्द जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द जाने कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी तेरा दर्द जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द जाने कोई. Thank you, Pandit.
Vrindavan Harrilal ki jai. Vishma is my Iraqi sister from the year, if this Murti of Devi Mata is here 13 years, Vishma is my Iraqi sister 15 years. So, see, my brother from Charlieville is here, Suraj. He's my brother from Charlieville, although he lives up this side. That's where we used to do spiritual work together. So we were part of the Charlieville Shiv Mandir back then. And we made a murti every year during the upcoming Sharad Navratri out of clay and grass and mud and all these things. Just like the Utsav. And every year we put the murti in the sea. And Vishma and Siu asked for a murti for their house and their home. This is the only concrete version of the murti we used to put in the sea every single year. Now, Pandit Mahavir has changed from local construction to some imported, which is the tradition style now. That's fine. But nowhere else you will see a concrete version of the murti. 10 years straight, we made the promise. In the Havan, we met for 10 years to do the Utsav. And when they came to 1 year of the satsang, they asked, could we have it done? So the same murti maker, Daniram Sanka, made this concrete permanent version. So this is the concrete permanent reminder of the Devi Utsav we had at Charlieville Shiv Mandir for 10 years straight. That being said, if Vishma is my sister and Siu is my brother, then I'm like an uncle to all these girls here. And that's why I said it's okay that they can do the ceremony. Because in all the scriptures and everything, it
is, if you read the entire scripture, and don't just choose 2 and 3 verses, if you read the entire Garib Puran, it's based on a patriarchal system. That, sons this, sons that, sons the next, is fine. Even to a point, she could have done the rites if they had no sons and that kind of thing. It's also fine. Children, they mean children. When they say, peace on earth to all mankind, you think they talk about man alone? No, it's men, women, children, everybody. They just happen to use the word man, mankind. Man is in human and in woman. The word itself. It's just that. The scriptures back then were written in a certain way. If we could move away from fan to go to air condition, if we could move away from donkey cart to go to car that driving itself, if we could move away from leaping in the ground with gobar to a temple with tile and terazu and all kind of thing, why then can't the rites and practices, they'll say, Pandit, that's how it was before. Yeah, but everything else adjust. We adjust. We are flexible. Once they are physically, and I don't have to explain too much what I mean, once they are physically okay, they can perform the ceremony. Why? Because again, they are his flesh and blood. I have 1 nephew and 5 nieces. Most likely that one nephew might be somewhere out of the country. My horoscope says I live to 87 years and a few months. So around 85, I'll put it in place. I might get some God children. I don't have no children. I might get some God children to do my ceremony. But today, putting that aside now, today all of you are crying. Why? For what? Today is not a sad day. All of you have children, or would have interacted with children. You remember the first days you send them to school? After the 3-4 years, around 5 years, you send them to, I think it's preschool, not preschool, first year or second year. You remember that day? You all have kids? I don't know what grade that will be for in England, I'm not sure. But you remember the first day you send them out? First day? You remember how you sit down by the gallery, wait for them to come back? So 2:30, they're supposed to come. About from 1:30, you done, bathe, ready, cook food, and you're waiting. Come a child come back from the first day. What are you so anxious for? You send them by some people who have certification, qualification to run school and that kind of thing. What are you so worried about? Leave it. Because you want your child to come back home. Because why? 2, 3, 4, 5 years, every day they're home with you. And one day you send them by some people, some strangers, although you trust them, they're by some strangers. And you can't wait for your child to come back home. You see how you feel that first day? That is how God feeling today. The earth and the system and the creation and the universe is millions of years long, like the first 5 years you had your child with you. And for a couple hours, a few years, he sent his child on earth for a short time, and God is happy now that his child is coming back. Asochayan avasochastvam pragyavadancha bhashase gatasunchatasuncha nanoso chanti pandita. The ceremony is incomplete without the chanting of the verses of Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 2, verse 11, where it says, nobody should shed tears for those who have gone, nor for those who are here. And now you say, Pandit, well, who you will cry for? Cry for yourself if you bounce your foot, if you get cut or something, or if you lost your walk, or if you lost your dog. Don't cry for those who are gone, and don't cry for those who are here. Why? Because just like a race, just like a marathon, if any of you run a marathon or seen a marathon, I think you're the best example, the London Marathon, and best in the world. Does the race end when the first person passes the ribbon? They stop the race? When the race finish? When the last person crosses. You getting this? I walk up here, sir. I don't see this in so much as I do have a physical copy here. The race ends, the marathon ends, when the last person crosses. It's the same road, same course, same start line, same finish line, but the race only ends when the last person crosses. Why? Because each of them are part of the race. All of us are running the race, you know. See who just finished before we. That's all. We are the same main road, same house, same everything. We have to continue. And until everybody is finished with the race, then God would say, okay, Kaliyug samapta ho gaye, Kaliyug has ended, everybody finished. And we start a new one. Don't shed tears, because why? He has completed his purpose, which was to be born, grow up as a child, find a dulahin, have children, build a house, do God's work, be a good friend, be a good neighbor, be a good everything. And he do all that. What else he had to do? Not go back where he come from. Go back by God like an actor on a stage. When the curtain pull and that scene end, and sometimes the same actor that's going back just change costume and come back out and the play continuing. Soul, actor, human body, costume, stage, this world, play, this life. I'll say it again. The actor is like the soul, and the physical body, this human birth, is just a costume. Man, we have so much more to do. Puranapi maranam, puranapi jaranam. We come and go and come and, until all our karma work out. Until we do so much good, God say, child, you do enough. Stay. Stay. Until that time comes, my friends, please rest assured that his karma will continue. God will take care of him as he has been taking care of him all this time. It is simply a pause. One birth, again and again and again, and we continue. Say a prayer. Now, ask that may his good karma help him to have his rewards in the afterlife. Ask and pray that may he go with as light shoulders as possible. Ask and pray that may all your prayers, all your good wishes add to his good karma, and may he be rewarded in the heavens for all his good deeds. If ever he has to face any sort of punishments, we ask Prabhu, may our prayers, our good wishes lighten that burden and take care of him. Prabhu, take care of him on our behalf. Hari Om. Please stand, those of you who are sitting. If the fancy outfit came with the Orni piece, cover your head. Pull yours. Hari Om. Karacharana Ketamba Kayajam Karmajam Va Sravananayana Jamba Manasam Vaparadam Vihitam Avihitam Va Sarvami Tatshamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabde Sri Mahadeva Shambho Jaya Jaya Karunabde Sri Mahadeva Shambho Kayena vacha manasindriyeva bhudyatmanava prikati svabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Sab gaye, join if you know. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhu shasika tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinang tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya anadini dhano devo shanga chakra gadadhara akshaya pundari kaksha Sieunarine Harrilal Jiva Atma Moksha Pradhubhava Om Atma Shanti Om Atma Shanti Om Atma Shanti Vrindavan Bihari Ki Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire world be happy. May all of God's children be happy. Just a few minutes for those of you who wish to just come up for a few seconds. And son, take the kalash, carry it upstairs. So at the end of the day, for as long as they have been together, they have been married up to the very, very last day. And as soon as you all are finished with his wife's and mother permission, we'll be going towards the front right there in the road. So when you see us lift, just make a space for us to go there. And then we're going to Karani. Yeah? All right. Do me one favor. I know you're hearing me across the road. Do me one favor. If you need to get there in a hurry before us, the minute we put the casket in the vehicle, you go ahead and start your car and go down the road. When you see this vehicle start, and make the procession, please overtake the procession. It's a disrespect to the deceased. If you hurry to go, that's fine. I might go before too, doesn't matter. To get a good spot to park and that kind of thing. But you see when we start, and they have the hearse and the family and all these things. Please respect the procession itself. And I mean, don't be too hurried to go carry. You might reach faster than you think. All right? Don't be too hurried for them kind of thing. Have, a little bit discipline and wait. This man here is the VIP. Let him be in front. Don't overtake anybody today, please. All right? So if you want, bunk starter now. And we're going to meet you down the road. All right? So a few minutes for anybody wants to view. Meantime, we're making preparations to go to the front. And like I said, he's been here for the longest while with his mother and Dolahin. As soon as they would say we have the okay, then we will make preparations to go towards the front. I'm not going to let the girls have too much work to do, so I need 6 guys to help us with the lifting to go across. So please arrange yourselves now, 6 guys to help hold the casket so we can ease up these girls with all the heavy work. Thank you very much for being here this morning, and to the family and the house and the home. Thank you very much for having me here to assist in today's ceremony. Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Ram Nam.
you.